All right, welcome back to Problem Solver Politics. I am your host, Cardin Ellis, with Cody the Oracle.
Hey, everybody.
And we got a little bit of a question for Elizabeth Warren. She's developed a reputation as being a question dodger when asked multiple times in public and multiple times on the debate stage for multiple minutes if taxes were going to go up with her Medicare for All plan. She dodged it swiftly. And we're wondering if she's dodging another question about her heritage due to the fact that she has started deleting videos that were previously distributed to the public as campaign ads having to do with somebody's DNA. Cody, tell us what's going on.
Yeah. Well, I'd been kind of wondering actually how Warren had so far successfully kind of navigated this controversy coming back. I remember the ancestry controversy with Warren. Anyway, I'll show up here. I don't want to plug our Twitter account, but I am. I saw a tweet the other day from about a year ago, and I said, why is her campaign not deleted this yet? Well, they did go and delete it eventually. As you can see, the tweet's no longer available.
I'm sure it was due to our tweet asking why they hadn't, of course.
But
I'm sure it was due to ours.
It was a year to the date when the tweet resurfaced. But still, I thought it was interesting they hadn't deleted it. And then... So I went to try to find the video because people asked, well, what did they delete? I went to Facebook, and they also deleted it from Facebook. So, again, honestly, it's a kind of humorous moment on Twitter if they don't delete it from all their social media accounts. Mm-hmm. But then I was like, wait a minute. Why is this stuff being deleted? Now, here's a screenshot of the original tweet and what it said. And some of you guys have been following this controversy might recognize why it'd be deleted. So, Elizabeth Warren, this is October 15th, 2018, so about a year ago, 2 days ago. So my family, including Fox News watchers, sat together and talked about what they think of real Donald Trump's attacks on our heritage. And yes, a famous geneticist analyzed my DNA and concluded that it contains Native American ancestry. Now, why did she delete that? Why would she delete that campaign ad that was up for over a year? Why would she do that? Doesn't make any sense, right?
Okay. Unless she's hiding something.
She's defending her DNA and her Native American. Well, like I said, but that was a year ago. What is she saying in more recent times? This is an article from, I believe this was originally updated August 19th. But this is from earlier in the year, Wall Street Journal, Elizabeth Warren. Senator Elizabeth Warren apologized to a largely Native American audience for harm I have caused after years of occasionally identifying herself as Native American.
Oh, occasionally.
As well as for releasing a DNA test last year. So again, she's now apologizing for the DNA test she released that she's spiking the football on in her social post. So there's the headline. That's why she deleted the video. I know that I have made mistakes. I am sorry for harm that I have caused. I have listened and I have learned. Mrs. Warren, a candidate for the Democratic presidential nomination, said Monday at the Frank Lemire Native American Presidential Forum in Sioux City, Iowa, where she received a standing ovation. Mrs. Warren of Massachusetts, grew up in Oklahoma, and long claimed Native American lineage as she pursued a career as a law professor. In February, she apologized to the Cherokee Nation leaders who criticized her release of the genetic test, which is a high-profile attempt by the senator to counter President Trump's repeated mocking of her claim to Native American lineage. And really quickly, I'm going to run a clip from this 5-minute ad that she's been trying to pull off the internet. And so, just want to run the clip. You guys we already got a little bit of a hint, but this is what she ran in the ad that has now been attempted to be deleted by the Warren campaign. And then we will read the response she got, which led to the apology and now the deleting of this video. So I'm going to roll this really quick.
Hello? Hi, this is Elizabeth Warren. Is Dr. Bustamante in, please?
Look at how self-congratulatory her announcement is.
Companies in the direct-to-consumer space,
the funny thing,
Ancestry.com, 23andMe, and Helix. In the Senator's genome, we did find 5 segments of Native American ancestry with very high confidence, where we believe the error rate is less than 1 in 1,000.
Now, the president likes to call my mom a liar. What do the facts say?
The facts suggest that you
absolutely have a Native American ancestor in your pedigree.
Okay.
We come from Oklahoma. When we were born, they said these are the...
So, I want to show you that. Again, there's nothing crazy. I'm not calling her some malicious, evil person for trying to do this, right? However,
I think it's malicious and evil to represent one of the most maligned groups in American history in order to get into college on your transcripts. That is a low down dirty shame.
Again, why do we want to? I don't want to. I mean, we are, but I don't want to just dig up old controversies, right?
Yeah, okay.
But I do think it's worth remembering this. I mean, she's running for president. She's currently one of the front runners. This was just months ago, and this is a response from the Cherokee Nation Secretary of State, Chuck Hoskin Jr., said using a DNA test to lay claim to any connection to the Cherokee Nation or any tribal nation, even vaguely, is inappropriate and wrong. It makes a mockery of a DNA test and its legitimate use, while also dishonoring legitimate tribal governments and their citizens, whose ancestors are well documented and whose heritage is proven. Senator Warren is undermining tribal interests with their continued claims of tribal heritage. Again, old controversy. This is a story from 6-7 months ago. But what the story today is Elizabeth Warren is now seemingly actively trying to distance herself from her opinions, even though she already has done it once. Here's the second round of going through. And what's weird to me is, again, it's the reason why I tweeted this. Why has she not scrubbed this stuff sooner? Did she really not think? She was apologizing to the Cherokee Nation a few months after releasing this video. Why was it just deleted now? They probably forgot it was up. I understand. That's one thing. But I do think...
I think this is one of the reasons why...
It's relevant, right? Like, she's running for president, and this is the kind of person...
This is why I don't know what New Hampshire is thinking, okay? Because consistently, she's polling really high there, but she's the only Democrat in just the generic polls that can't beat Donald Trump. Because honestly, like, if people say Donald Trump's a liar, because, you know, the media is constantly misrepresenting everything he says as buffoonery or lying or whatever, but that lie does sink in so much so that people believe that they've got a Russian asset as a president or whatever. So regardless of what you think about Donald Trump, if the accusation is that he's a liar and you're going to the polling booth, okay, you're thinking, well, what's the lesser of two evils is the phrase we constantly hear. Okay, the liar or the mega liar, low down, dirty shame faker. Okay, I choose the regular liar. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is why she's losing. And this is an absolute... the fact that DNC has not wholeheartedly rejected her, they're losing claim. This is why Blexit is working. This is why so many minority groups are just leaving the DNC. And they're trying to just really quickly legalize everybody they can and bump the voting ages up to 16 and everything like that, because people only believe rackets for so long. They only believe lies for so long. Women who are getting cheated on by their husbands ultimately catch him. He might get away with it for 2, 3, 4, in this case, 5 to 10 years. But this identity politics thing that we're in your corner is dying on the DNC vine. And if the DNC doesn't reject this, then people just lose confidence in the party. It's sad.
Well, I want to kind of just show one more article.
Okay.
To be fair, I'm not super familiar with the publication. It's Indian Country Today, but this is a opinion piece written March 4th, I believe, of this year.
Okay.
Entitled, you're gonna love this card. It's called "The White Supremacy of Elizabeth Warren."
Oh, jeez.
But the thing is, because to us, and I mean, just, you know, I'm not going to lie. To me, it's like, it's kind of goofy. She said she was Native American, but ultimately, whatever. Well, I just read the quote from the Cherokee Nation.
Okay.
One of the hiring members there basically said, it's like, what she does offensive isn't a sham. So I want to make sure I represent the people who actually are definitely offended by this. And I think the more I read it, the more I think they're kind of right to be. So I think this is really interesting, right? Because, again, this is the thing with Elizabeth Warren. And I know we're digging up an old controversy, but the point that she's deleting stuff, she's trying to actually put this in the back. She needs to be confronted about this while running for president. I don't want to see her just get away with, I apologized in February and announced in March, so now I'm in the clear. Because listen to this thing, and it's really a good point right here where it said Warren did not just innocently share family lore, as the Boston Globe first reported. The senator identified herself as Native American and federally mandated diversity statistics for at least 6 years.
Have you ever seen her transcript?
No, yeah, exactly.
Have you ever seen her application where she literally didn't accidentally mischeck the wrong box? She wrote in by hand, "I am Native American."
Oh, no, of course, yeah.
Okay, cool. Anyway, keep going. You can keep reading. I didn't mean to totally cramp your style. I apologize.
No, it's no problem. Because I don't want to. They go through there, and again, this is kind of just redigging up an old controversy, which I'm trying not to do, even though we kind of are. But just going to this, where she even admitted for 10 years she listed herself as a minority. But someone brought up a good point. There's an article somewhere that has Elizabeth Warren listed as the first woman of color lawyer at Harvard Law.
Yes.
And someone said something good. I never thought about it. Like, I don't know about you go, SJ Dubs. So that's a good point. He said, well, I wonder who the actual first woman of color to serve was. Because they have Elizabeth Warren listed here. Right? And the idea being that, like, I believe Elizabeth Warren definitely knew what she was doing. And it is just a little bit... I mean, oh my God. Please tell me it's going to... Oh my God, this... No offense this website, but
it ain't working. We're trying to plead their case, and it's just not working too well, man.
Well, the external links were a little bit interesting, but the video of Elizabeth Warren basically saying that she has high cheekbones. Basically, Elizabeth Warren kind of.
I've got high cheekbones.
No, but my point being, Elizabeth Warren angered a lot of people for a long period of time, and she's apologized for that, and she understood that and apologized. Got to give her credit for that, right?
Okay.
However, I don't think this is a controversy that she can just. This is not the kind of thing that she's going to be able to just delete stuff like this from her Twitter account and say, oh, it wasn't even 12 months ago that I was spiking the football and saying, look, I'm 1/1000th Cherokee, and the Cherokee Nation came out and said it's really offensive to us and you're kind of making a mockery of what we do and you're definitely not part of the Cherokee Nation. What are you doing? And then she's history. Well, I'm being fair. I'm not even getting into the Pow Wow Chow plagiarism controversy. But I again, no fan of Warren, but still, just in all fairness, seeing that people are legitimately upset that she did this for so long, I don't want to see her get away with just deleting stuff like this away and just saying it.
This is why
it never happened. It's gone. I didn't actually release a political campaign ad that I had to apologize for a few months later. I didn't do that. The stuff it's old controversy, but at the same time, she's running for president, and this was not just a blip. This was a controversy that dogged her for 30 years, and she just gets rid of it. I don't know. I wanted to bring it back up, and all of the links so you guys can watch this advertisement that at one point Elizabeth Warren felt confident enough to pay to put in your face, and now wants to remove from the internet entirely.
I really think that this is why Andrew Yang's time has come, and he will begin to soar, because everybody wants a non-Biden alternative. They're not sold on him, and he's leaking at best support. And most people don't feel comfortable with straight up socialism. Nowadays, we equate socialism with the Democrat Party, but the truth is there's tons of people within the Democrat Party that just want a socially liberal, fiscally conservative, center-left party in America that we all would just generally feel more comfortable with. And you know what? To my detriment, I admit I rip on SJWs too often, and oftentimes will say leftist in a leftist is derogatory, but will sometimes confuse good liberal values with bad leftist policy. And there's so much beauty on the left. When I grew up, the left was all about, hey, let's try and rehabilitate criminals instead of imprisoning them. And it was a party of redemption. It was a party of opportunity. It was a party of leveling playing fields. Now it's every one of those values is getting completely railroaded by the DNC, so much so that I think your average Democrat looks around and they're like, hey, whoa, this is not the 5 debates that I have just watched. Sorry, the 4 debates I've watched, we could actually almost say 6 if you include the town halls publicized on CNN. But these 5 or 6 debate/town halls that I've witnessed are not the party that I signed up with, okay, when I voted for Bill Clinton. This is not the party that I signed up with when I first voted in the booth for JFK and pulled the levers or the lever for John F. Kennedy. What the heck is going on here? There has to be someone better. They may not feel comfortable going Republican because they've been lifetime Democrats, so obviously they'll look within their own party first. And who are they going to find? They're going to go down the list if they're not a Biden person to Sanders. Are you kidding me? Then they'll go to Sanders. Are you kidding me even more? And then who's the next in line? The first one to make sense, Andrew Yang. And so I really believe Elizabeth Warren deserves every ounce of flack she gets for that, and should be absolutely ashamed of herself. The fact that our cancel culture sees fit to come after Kevin Hart for making a funny joke that could have been made about Mormons, could have been made about he made a joke about the LGBTQ community, could have been made about Mormons. It could have been made about any group out there. The fact that they canceled him as only the second African-American to host the Oscars because of as Dave Chappelle said, he was 2 tweets away from being perfect because of a joke that was actually funny. He gets canceled, but Elizabeth Warren is allowed to plow her way into the presidency is an absolute shame upon our culture, an absolute shame upon our society, an absolute shame upon the party that produces this. I don't know what to say other than that. Then I think she completely deserves everything that she gets when it comes to blowback on this specific case, because it's absolutely shameful. So anyway,
just the end.
End it. Because you're probably more emotionally prepared to end this rationally than I am.
Well, no, I mean,
because I get infuriated.
We did a video saying, why is Google Andrew Yang a thing? Why does it make sense? You're not going to find Andrew Yang trying to distance himself from decade-long controversies where he offended an entire group of people for a long period of time while probably lying intentionally to benefit himself. You're not going to see that, and you're going to see it with other candidates. And I just don't want, like I said, I don't think Elizabeth Warren's evil because she tried to try to get a fast one by us. But
I think that's one step away. That's so dishonest that it crosses into the realm of cardinal sin.
But yeah, publishing a video like this where she basically gets up there and brags and goes on and, oh, I always knew I was X, Y, and Z. And then a few months later, she's apologizing to the Cherokee Nation because she offended them so much. I just think it's important we remember that to Elizabeth Warren when she runs. And I know it feels like an old controversy, but like I said, I pulled up an article, August, she's still apologizing to, I think this was like a Sioux Nation, but still, like the idea being that this is something that I don't want to just see her. I'm not big pulling up past controversies, but this is something Warren needs to answer to as a candidate and not just, well, that's in my past now. It's been 1 year since she was perpetuating the eyes in ads that her campaign recognizes are so damaging they are now trying to delete. So again, I'll have the links to this stuff in the description of the video. You can watch the whole ad. You can read, kind of catch up. And again, I just think it's important we remember the kind of person Elizabeth Warren is. And if she's the kind of person that's going to, insist she's right to this degree, what does that actually mean?
Well, and we as a society need to figure this out. Like, either we entertain this cancel culture idea, okay? And 99.9% of us are ineligible for public office due to some imperfection that we had in our past that was posted on social media. And then we just find these unicorns in our society.
But this goes beyond that. My point is, this isn't cancel culture. Maybe she didn't lie, but she misrepresented her ethnic background.
Well, yeah, let me finish the analogy. Yeah. I'm just saying, either let's embrace this cancel culture and we'll find the unicorns and then force them into public service as the perfect people that they are, okay? Or else let's just eschew this cancel culture, okay? But Elizabeth Warren can't sit on the debate stage talking about all these things that need to be canceled, whether it's millionaires, whether it's the wealthy, whether it's the corporations, and talk about all of their moral flaws while having this massive, glaring, superior moral flaw in, I wouldn't even say a skeleton in her closet. I'd say a fresh breathing body in her closet.
Yeah, exactly. It's still warm almost.
Yeah,
it's like, what? What were you doing, Warren?
It's still warm. So I have zero respect for Elizabeth Warren supporters. I just don't, because that I can't think of something worse that Trump did, to be honest with you.
I mean, I would say it's
Trump didn't lie for 30 years straight and receive awards on behalf of the Latino nation.
But here's the thing: is I don't want to get into something worse, something better. I just think that it upset a lot of people for a long period of time. And as it went on, it upset more and more people. And this advertisement that she ran was kind of the tipping point for a lot of people. The advertisement and the whole stunt with the DNA was the tipping point where a lot of people said, this is ridiculous. And whether she was lying, whether she wasn't lying, the fact of the matter was Elizabeth Warren offended a lot of people and probably benefited at the expense of a community of Native Americans for an extended period of time. And I think it's something that I just would like to see her apologize for more openly as a candidate. Sure, people are going to say, hey, how about this time, how about that time? I pulled up articles where she's apologizing. Don't get me wrong, she has. I just think this speaks to the kind of character someone has. I mean, I think at one point she said, show me your financial policy and I'll speak for your character. Show me your bogus DNA test and I'll speak to your character. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's just the fact that she's now going around and deleting this, purging these things from the internet, I think just speaks really loud to what Elizabeth Warren actually feels. And she recognizes the blunder she made, but I don't know. I just think if she wasn't deleting these things off the internet, I wouldn't even brought it up. But it's just seeing her go back and delete this stuff now is a little bit frustrating, saying, so a year ago, You were up there dancing around celebrating. See, I knew it. I know my heritage. And 3 months later, you're apologizing because you pissed everyone off.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't want to see her dodge this controversy because this is, I'm not like the biggest offense or not, but the bottom line is if you did something that bothered a large group of people for an extended period of time, it's not good. And you should apologize for it as a candidate, and she shouldn't be able to get away with apologizing mostly before she announced. I don't know.
Yeah. I agree with you. So anyway, let us know what you guys think. Give us a comment, drop us a like, subscribe to this video, tell us what you think. Follow us on Twitter at PSP Radio 1 or send us a voicemail about this at 1-833-PSP Radio. And make sure you hang out with us tonight in our Twitch stream as we talk about this and many other controversies in the 2020 election. This is Problem Solver Politics. We'll see you in the next video.